Although it's 2025 and the world is extremely accessible, there's still a lot of stigma when it comes to interracial dating. I bring up accessibility only because there's absolutely no reason that a person in this day and age can be ignorant to the fact that there's other cultures, races, ethnicities that exist on this earth. With that being said, why are some people so damn pressed about dating outside their race? Are interracial relationships really that deep?
Toxic. Love, love, sip of whiskey. Love, love. Indeed. Let's talk about it. We ain't sipping no tea, sipping no whiskey. We don't make love, but we fuck. We get tipsy. We not no shame in our game. Ain't nothing wrong, 'cause this for the ground.
All right, guys. So tonight in the studio, I have with me Chad, my GOON, but to y'all, he is the juice man. What's going on?
I can't call it. My time trying to keep it complaining.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, me and Chad go back long way.
Long way.
We bonded over long distance.
Man, go back longer than my back used to go.
All facts. All facts.
Right.
So I'm glad he is in the studio with us tonight. And speaking of the studio tonight, we are sipping on, I got to tell y'all what I'm sipping on. And tonight's whiskey is Lucky 7. And it is the 6-year aged barrel. Now, this is Kentucky bourbon. All right. Same as whiskey, but bourbon is a little bit different. It's in bourbon caskets. It ages a little bit longer than regular whiskey. Now, just so y'all know, y'all bottle ain't gonna look like this, okay? This is pumpkin, and it's purple and gold because it was a birthday present. Okay, so they bedazzled it for me.
As fuck.
It's real bedazzled, okay? But actually, Lucky 7 is a premium bourbon. It's actually pretty good. It is strong, so just know that. But it's smooth, so it's not something that's gonna burn your chest up. Chad, you chicken on it. I got you mixed it with a mule.
It's smooth. I like the taste of it. I've always been kind of a whiskey drinker anyway, but it's my first time having it. Was it Lucky 7? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And you mix the hell out of this drink though. This is a whiskey mule or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of good.
Same recipe, y'all, that we have. We're bringing it. So make sure that y'all go on social media and look at that video on how to make your own whiskey mule. All right, ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's get into it. All right, guys. Tonight's topic is interracial relationships. Why you pressed? Because even though it's 2025, folks really do be tripping off of interracial relationships, and I'm trying to understand why. What's the point? Why you mad? If you don't like it, don't do it. It's real simple. But you might be asking, Leah, we know you was married to a white boy. Yes, I was. Why is Chad on your podcast? Why is Chad on the podcast about interracial dating?
I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.
He said what he said.
My boy say, I stamped that.
Next, because as long as I've known Chad, and it's been a minute, my son is 19, so it's been about 17.
07. 18 years.
Yeah. And he always had him pretty brown thing on him. Not like me, because apparently I'm too light.
It's too much like white.
I am so offended right now, but just like the first time I heard it, so it's okay. I'm too light-skinned in it, y'all. He like the chocolate. He like the chocolate.
I want to do it.
Anyway, so that's why Chad is on this particular podcast, because, life experience. We'll talk about it. Let's be real and talk to somebody that lived a life. All right? So, y'all know I love a good fact. And I love good definitions because I want to set the precedence for what we're talking about. I'm going to throw in some facts, I'm going to throw in some opinion, but it's all going to be real. All right? So first of all, relationships and marriages, and I'm talking about specifically in the United States between African Americans and Caucasians, was not made legal until the Loving case, Loving versus Virginia, right? And watch that movie because it's actually a really, really good movie. And it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
We're talking about in the 50s,
That's crazy.
60s. Like it wasn't that long
At all.
that it was made legal to actually marry someone outside of your race. So it was formally, even though the case was like in the 50s or 60s, y'all go look that up for me because I ain't write it down. But it wasn't formally protected by the government where people couldn't be actually held responsible for it until 2022.
That's crazy. I don't even make sense.
It really does.
Like 3 years ago. Probably less than 3 years ago.
3 years ago by the Respect for Marriage Act, right? So that actually makes it like illegal for someone to have legal ramifications for marrying outside their race. 2022. But anyway, so interracial marriage is more common among same-sex couples.
Really?
I thought that interesting. In 2022, 31% of married same-sex couples were interracial, compared to 19% of married opposite-sex couples. Now I thought about that, and I was like, what it is, but probably because they got some common ground on being discriminated against.
Yeah.
Black us, we already used to being discriminated against and, having to fight. And I guess if you were outlier in the sexuality realm, you probably in that same boat.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Been in that same boat.
Right. So you got some commonality. And then you can't be judgmental, because how you going to be gay and judgmental?
Hey, there's a lot of...
Sure, it's out there. I'm sure it's out there, but that's probably why it's a higher percentage.
Most of them stand behind the pulpit.
Oh.
I said it.
He said what he said. Native Americans have the highest interracial marriage rate for the very reason that I was just talking about. And most of that is to Caucasians, not to Black us. It's to Caucasians, because that's acceptable. And it's been going on for years. 18% of African Americans marry someone other than of a different ethnicity or race, according to the interracial relationship statistics. So 18% of African Americans. Interracial marriage statistics by race revealed that 36% of newlywed Asian women have a spouse of a different ethnicity or race. Now that one I believe.
Yeah.
Because you always seeing, no hate or nothing, but you always seeing the Asian women with white men. That's like a thing.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, like white men really love them some Asian women.
I know a few.
So I found that not surprising whatsoever. It's a high number though. 36%. That's almost half of Asian women.
Dang.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. All right. And 26% of Hispanic newlywed men have a spouse of a different ethnicity or race. And again, that's to Caucasian women. Hispanic men and Caucasian women, and Asian women and Caucasian men are the largest groups of interracial relationships.
So I feel like I don't see too many Hispanic men with white women, at least in my own day-to-day operation. I feel like I see
where we live.
Like they always together, Mexican and Mexican and Spanish, whatever it is.
Right. I created that to the South and where we live, because we don't see, we will see interracial relationships here, but it's nowhere near as much as if you go somewhere else out west or up north or somewhere like that. It's kind of normal and people don't even think anything about it. Yeah. But being here in the good old Bible Belt, everybody has an opinion about something. Which brings me to the fact that, as you see by these statistics, y'all, most interracial couples and relationships are not even African American involved. They are mostly other races with Caucasians. However, the drama all of it, basically 95% of it comes from when there is an African American and a Caucasian in a relationship together. So why is that?
Man, I feel like this country just as a whole has a negative outlook on just black people in general. Like, just, it seems like everything black people do is looked at in a negative light, even if it's something positive, just from society standards, which is crazy. Like, it's like a person of color don't mean shit. I mean, how you act and how you are makes you who you are. Your color, your skin is just the color of your skin.
Right.
I don't know.
Big facts. Like, the country was built with racism towards African Americans, and that hasn't really changed.
Built on racism, like, that's
facts.
like, even if you go back to the way back, like, I mean, when we stole this land from the Native Americans, like, that's some racism shit. Like,
100%.
I feel like, I guess back in the old days, the white people in general just didn't like nobody that wasn't white. That's what it seemed like. Just go by history books or whatever. Like, if you different in any type of way, we not messing with y'all. We gonna come take your shit.
It's the entitlement for me.
Yeah.
Because you said it that last time, we gonna take your shit.
Yeah. And do.
And then make up laws and rules to protect.
And then make up excuses and saying this is why you did it. And it wasn't even, it was on some business shit. Like, you don't do no business shit that way. That's bad business. That's bad morals too.
Facts. All right. Well, now we got all that good PC shit out the way. Y'all know here come the real shit. I got to give y'all stats and details and facts and information before we jump into the whole really, really real conversation. So y'all already know about me, right? And if you don't, go back to the mother podcast, the last 2 seasons, and you will hear about me. You know about me. I was married at 19 to a Caucasian man. I was not saying Caucasian, to a white boy. I was married to a white boy.
What?
I know y'all about the same.
He's not my white.
He ain't your white.
I'm a different type of white.
No, you just light skin. That's it.
I got a little speckle. I'm vanilla bean.
That's what you like.
I got speckles of flavor in me. I ain't just no razzle dazzle vanilla.
Yeah, you love vanilla. White boy. And I was 19 in 2003. And that lasted until 2006. It was over before that, but I just stayed because I had gotten pregnant with my beautiful child. And that's what I take from that relationship. So y'all understand my perspective, because I have a very weird and unique perspective when it comes to race and when it comes to interracial relationships and all that good stuff, because I was brought up in a household where my parents literally would say every day they don't see color. And I know people hate when people see that. They'd be like, oh, no, see my color. That's dead ass true for my parents, though. Like, they just really didn't see it. My mama would say, if you was like, oh, mama, the white lady, she was like, hold on, who is white? Like, she really just don't pay attention.
She was intentional with it.
Yeah, on purpose. Now, she was born in the 40s, so, she grew up during some shit. So, if she is like that, then that's how I know anybody that she has to be taught. But anyway, so not only because my parents was old as fuck when they had me, shout out to them, but because, and they were real old school, right? So they grew up during the civil rights movement, and they went to school and it was segregated. They had to be bused to schools that wasn't in there.
That's correct. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine just what that looks like in your day to day. Like, that's right? Crazy.
Separated water fountains and stores. They lived through that, right? They grew up during that time. So I have that in one hand. Then my dad was a cop for MPD.
Mm-hmm.
He was a cop before I was born. He was a cop in 81, and he joined the force. So imagine being a black cop in Memphis in the 80s.
Oh, I know that was different.
And so you have that aspect, but wait, there's more. I grew up in Raleigh. Shout out North Memphis. I grew up in Raleigh on Windermere, and the hood. It's the hood now. Like, my parents were the first black people in that neighborhood. It was Raleigh, Tennessee at the time.
Yeah.
And my dad, he was in Air Force, and they came in 72 and had the house built in the neighborhood. So at that time, like I said, there were my own black people in the neighborhood. Now, if you go to Timberlake, I don't know that you're going to see any white folks whatsoever.
Yeah.
So the neighborhood quickly changed by the time I was around. And it was a little ghetto. It was a little ghetto. It ain't a little. We had trap houses and everything. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Good old Raleigh.
Yeah, but that's what that is because they knew my dad was a cop and they respected him.
Yeah.
And he didn't fuck with them. So as long as they ain't fuck with us, he ain't fuck with them. Don't let me see it, and I ain't fucking with you. That was his mentality in the neighborhood. So everybody was cool. And that was back in the day before these reckless ass kids now, where if you was in gangs and trapping, you have rules.
Bro, so many.
Back with the OGs.
So many. When we had OGs.
And so they had rules. So nobody really messed with us. And my mom was batshit crazy. So they already knew that, right? Crazy. Anyway, so you have that aspect. But there's more, Chad. I grew up Mormon.
For real? I didn't know that.
Bruh.
God. I'm sorry.
My parents are LDS, but, you know, the outside world knows them as Mormon, which is white on white on white.
Oh, that's the super white religion.
Super white.
That's worse than Catholic.
I ain't gonna say that, but it's super white.
Yeah.
And they joined before I was born again. So you talking about in the late 70s?
Mm-hmm.
Late 70s.
Yeah.
There was like no black Mormons in this area whatsoever. And they was like one of the first families. Watched them build a church in Fraser. They were still all white because Fraser's sign was white.
Mm-hmm.
And they became poster child for the religion, you know, because, you know, we was a good family.
Yeah.
You know, she kept the children clean. We looked nice. She was a teacher.
Presentable. Yeah.
The popo. So, you know.
Good upstanding Americans.
It looked real good.
Yeah.
They could send that all the way to Salt Lake City.
Mine. Proud of them.
Poster.
Mine.
Mm-hmm. I can
Sell this.
and did. And I can't say too much because they still.
Ooh.
But they are. I got about that shit. I couldn't do it. I was raised Mormon, brought in. It wasn't like I chose it and I wasn't brought into the church. I was raised.
Fact.
No way. But when I turned like 15, 16, it was over for me because I'm just like, I can't do this. But anyway, so that's my experience, which is really, really weird and unique, right? So I have all that going on in my background. Plus, I went to White Station. So I live in the hood. Go to White Station, which was full of a whole bunch of different cultures at the time. And church was all white. Very weird dynamic. And I was a hooper. So I played ball. And, you know, like, I would play for AAU and Junior Olympics and stuff like that. And those teams were mixed with different races and stuff, too. So I had a very unique upbringing. And there was no way possible that I could have even tried to be racist or have some type of feeling about other cultures because it just was impossible for the situation I was in. Plus, our family is all kind of mixed bag, mixed tricks. So it was never a thing to me, even when I was little. Honestly, I can remember growing up thinking I was going to marry a Mexican man because I had a thing for some Mexican that was little. Ooh. We drive down Jackson. Y'all know if y'all in Memphis, that's Mexico.
Let's run and get out of my head.
And it's, I don't even mean it disrespectfully, but that's little Mexico.
Yeah.
And I would, them Hispanic boys used to do something for me. I used to think I was going to marry a Mexican dude until I met the Brazilian soccer team. And then I thought I was going to marry a Brazilian dude because they was fine. But anyway, never been opposed to dating anybody outside my race. My oldest brother, that's all he date is white girls. He like to say he'll date a black girl. He will every once in a while. But his preference is a white girl. My brother right above me married to a white woman, got mixed kids. My oldest brother got mixed daughters. So it's like...
Yeah, it's just what it is.
It is what it is. So growing up, I dated Indians, like from India, Hispanics, white people, black folks, Cambodians, it don't matter. Some of everybody.
Yeah.
Taste the rainbow for real.
Buffet.
It's a buffet. So all of that to say, there was nothing abnormal for me to meet a white boy and fall in love and want to get married. See how parents didn't care, family didn't care. His family, shit. He grew up in Fraser, went to Fraser High School. His mama married to a black man. They grow weed in their backyard in Fraser on University Street.
Shit, I'm gonna write that down.
So, yeah. Anyway, now that I've given my whole dossier a background, but I want y'all to get that information so y'all know where I'm coming from. And to me, why it's so baffling that people have issues, because that shit is actually learned. It is very much learned behavior. I've seen racist couples come in from waiting tables and their kids love me just because children love me in general, but they mad because their kids want to talk to me. Like, you teach hate. That's taught. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, now I gave my background. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Chad. Where you come from? Why you love us so much?
Man, that go back to me being in pull-ups. I got a picture. I'm in kindergarten. The back of that joint say Chad's first girlfriend, little chocolate thing. I'm talking legit kindergarten. I'm probably 4 or 5 years old. Listen, I wasn't even in Memphis. I hadn't even touched Memphis yet. I was in Virginia.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, I've been part of just, I've always just kind of went that way, I guess. But no, I grew up in kind of a religious household too. Well, with my mom anyway. My dad, he wasn't no type of religious. But my mom, I'm in church 3 days a week. Baptist, Free Will Baptist. My church was in Millington, grew up in Fraser. So I spent most of my time halfway in Fraser, halfway in Millington. And so, but yeah, being in church up until, like you said, down there 16, 17, it's just what it was.
Right.
And I kind of got out of that. I feel like religion is cool, but believe what you want to believe. As long as you have a relationship with God, I feel like that's all that really matters. This man-made religion is, I mean, because how can you all be based off this one book, but everybody believes something different? You all base it off this one book. Like, I don't, like, it just doesn't make sense logically to me. But I don't know. I'm kind of different. I always felt different. Like, I'm not like anybody else in my family. It's just, I've always just been me, unapologetically. So
True story.
yeah.
If you faking it, you do a really good job, because, like I said, we've known each other forever, and you the same.
Yeah.
Now you about 2 people down in 5.
Man.
You're the same person.
Man, I used to be live and direct with no neck.
Does past experiences with different races like affect your view, or affect, even if it's not you personally, do you think that somebody's experience with another race will cloud their judgment for that entire race?
I mean, I think that's the kind of a personal testament on them. I mean, it depends on their experience of what they had, their experience with that race. I mean, I can only speak, I've only ever dated black women. I've never even, to my knowledge, I've never had the opportunity to date anything other than black women. Like, ain't no white girl ever got down on me, and I ain't never been begged at by no white girl. No, I've just always been approached by black women, or approached by, it was just what it was. So I don't really, I only had that experience, but it is definitely a preference for sure. But it's also, I don't know nothing different type shit. So
Okay.
yeah.
Chelsea, don't be asking me, because I don't know.
I don't know. Like, my partner asked me not too long ago, hey bro, what's it like to be with a white girl? I said, shit, you tell me. I don't know. Not that I'm opposed to it, just I like what I like.
Yeah. Fact.
But people's experiences, that's their own experience. I mean, I would assume, depends on where you're at mentally, that can probably shape how you think about it. Especially if you had a bad experience with somebody of a certain race, that may damage that mindset for the rest of your life, depending on what that experience was like. Right. Me personally, I've had a couple rough issues, but I've never had a bad issue. Like, I'm still cool with a lot of my exes. Like, we'll speak, we see each other type of shit. I've never had a bad relationship per se. So.
But it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a flawed human being for sure, but I'm kind of an asshole, but I'm not that big of an asshole to where you're probably going to hate me. You may hate me for like a little bit of time, but then you're going to realize, okay, he was just immature, or he was just doing dumb shit. Like, right. He really cared about me type shit. I've never been that type of person where I'm finna fuck off of just your trust and shit like that.
True. Just the way I have, though. But anyway.
I mean, I'm sure I have, but I didn't look at it. You may have thought I was doing a certain thing, and if I wasn't fully dedicated to the relationship, I wasn't messing off, because we just kicking it at that point. Right. You may think something different.
True.
That's your mind.
Right.
I'm not responsible for that.
No, facts. I was something else with myself, so I can't share. Look, I can't relate. I don't know. I can't relate.
I believe it.
But
I remember MySpace Leah.
maybe I need to go back home.
Mm.
That was some serious on my
Oh man, put you in your top 8.
Oh man, but yeah. So I think that a lot of the hate that interracial relationships get is because of people's personal experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And they project that onto somebody else's experience and somebody else's relationship. Like they want it to be the same. And it's not the same because like you said, your experiences is yours and that's personal.
Mm-hmm.
And what you go through don't have nothing to do.
It's hard to do, especially on it, because we all human. Like on a human level, like you're probably gonna come in. If you're coming off a negative situation, you're probably gonna, unless you just fully healed from that, you're probably gonna come into your next situation with some type of negative energy.
Right.
Especially if it's with the same demographic.
Right.
You may come in, okay, but you can't do that. It's the human part of you that's doing that. You can't allow yourself to think that way because this person's completely different than this last person.
True.
Well, we human, so it's probably what we're gonna do.
We bring in baggage.
Yeah.
No matter what that looks like. And doubling back to my story, and I'm gonna see if you got a story about it where people, if you got an instance where you was with someone that things kind of went left because you were with somebody of a different race. Like I said, I was married to my husband, and even before we got married, like people hated to see us coming. Right. And our biggest haters, though, I literally thought that the biggest hater was going to be other white men. That's what I thought. You know who my biggest hater was? Oh. White women.
For real?
Chad.
Bunch of baggies.
Hated to see us coming.
I believe.
Hated to see. I'm talking about young, old, it didn't matter. Hated to see us coming. We used to get into it all. Well, I used to get into it all the time because I tell y'all I got hands and I will throw them.
Paul.
I used to get into it all the time with people, like physically fighting because they would feel the need to impede on our personal space and give their personal opinions to us that didn't nobody ask you for. Right? And back then, I'm a lot more calm, y'all. I'm a lot more zen. But I always been petty, okay? But don't come at me with your issues. Don't project your issues. And then, here's the thing. Because I'm light-skinned, and, you know, I can be very well-spoken when I need to be and present myself in a certain type of way, people always get it twisted and think that I'm not going to bust them heads. Or that I'm the safe Negro. I say that all the time. They think I'm safe.
Don't get cracked clean open.
They think I'm safe, and that's cool. That's cute. Keep it cute. I can be safe, but I can also be a terror, right? So I found in our relationships when we would go out in public, I'm talking about to the casino, just out to eat, period. White women would try me. He's attractive little thing. They would try me in front of me, try to talk to him, flirt. Waitress one time had her hair up in a ponytail, no makeup on. She came back, her hair was down, makeup on. She stood right in front of me where he couldn't even see me and was talking to her. I just politely grabbed her by her hair and yanked her.
Polite.
Because
that was so polite.
Respectfully. Where he worked at, it was a bunch of white women that he worked with and they tried me on a regular basis. I got banned from, hell, I said I don't give a fuck. He worked at Walgreens. He was store manager. I got banned for so many Walgreens.
That's crazy.
Because I was always fighting. But here's the catch. A lot of our problems came from not internally because we were an interracial relationship, but because externally he wouldn't do shit about it. You disrespectful. Why I gotta fight? Why you not gonna say anything? You know what I'm saying to these people? So much so one of his best friends, I'm gonna tell y'all this and I'm gonna get out of me. But one of his little best friends, all of them really, the little white ones, they would always be like in front of me. So, bruh, how is it like sucking black pussy?
Damn.
I'm your wife, though.
Yes.
I'm looking like you gonna take care of that, or I'm gonna have
That's
to.
so out of pocket. That's crazy.
And you don't say nothing?
My friends would never. That's crazy. Ain't no way. I don't know anybody who would speak like that.
Check. We're in front, and I'm sitting there.
Ain't no way.
When you gonna let me in?
That's that for sure.
Listen. Audacity. The audacity.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was very wild. And like I said, that wasn't the first interracial relationship that I had been in, but it was the most serious one, right? And I guess it was the most public one because you're in high school, middle school, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really in a relationship. But that was the most public one. And I was just taken aback so many times about all the hate and all the looks and stares and the comments and, you know, that people feel so free to give you. And then when you say something or do something back, now you the hoodlum. And now you out of line.
Now you offended 2 times.
Right. You can offend me and you can say whatever you want to me.
Yeah.
But if I snap back.
I can't defend myself from your ignorant statements.
Right.
Wrong one. Right day.
Always the right day. Always. But have you ever had that experience, like, at all?
I've never.
Nobody gonna say nothing to you, though, because.
That's what I'm saying. I've had looks. I've had some dudes say, like, slit, like, I'm walking with my gal. We just walking down the street or something, dude, we're gonna walk past, like, I know he ain't hitting that right, but he said it loud enough for us to hear. She gonna turn back, I bet you he hitting it.
Mm-hmm. Cause you like feisty women.
I do, like, cause I'm so nonchalant. I'm laid back. I'm not like if I order something and it come wrong, I'm gonna eat that shit. It's just I don't like confrontation because once I get into a mode, it's blackout mode, and I don't like to get to that level. So I let so much shit just go.
Right.
And I like the little feisty women that speak up. Like, nah, he didn't order this, ma'am. Like, I like those type of women. So. But I never had no actual altercations or no, but I definitely had looks, you know, especially back then when I'm 6'5". At that point, I was 500 pounds.
Right.
Old girl, like 5'4", like a 5'4", 5'5", stout giant.
Right.
Bad.
Right.
Yeah, I getting looks for sure. I ain't know we finna say nothing.
Right. That's all true. They sure ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah. But I do remember, okay, so me and Chet, after I was census when it was open. We stayed in census.
Right.
If y'all went to census at all back in the day, early 2000s, you couldn't but have seen us in census.
You definitely saw me. I was the only one of me in there at one point.
Facts.
And then I was working there too, so I had the census shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed him. Take me back to 25-year-old Chad. Oh my God.
We had some time. A time was had. But I say that because even when I've been around you in census, on our own, in other clubs, or when I call out Chad my goon because he my goon for real. Like when you was doing security.
Yeah.
People really don't fuck with you like that. Like, even because you always with a black woman. Your crew is black dudes. Like, you always around black folks. But people really don't test you like that.
I don't know why. Look, thank you, Lord, because I don't want to be tested like that, but I have been blessed to not have been in some crazy situations, although things could have turned out that way.
Right.
But I was obviously moving and shaking how we were supposed to be moving and shaking. So,
gotcha.
But yeah,
okay.
I've been fortunate to not have to deal with some ignorant shit.
Right.
To the extreme level.
Right. So tell me about people's parents that you have dated. Have you met?
Mama's always loved me. Mama's always loved me because I'm a sweetheart. I know I had this appearance of being an asshole on my face. I don't really have expressions like that, but I'm a sweetheart at the end of the day. And Mama's loved me. I haven't had no issues with no pops and nothing like that. But you can always tell, like, most of the times the daddies don't really fuck with me because obviously it's their baby girl, you know, whatever, however they believe. But I've never had no issues with parents, even after breakups and stuff like that. Like, I remember exes been real approached me like, my mama asked how you was doing last week. What's up, mom? I'm a respectful person type shit, and this is just what I give. This is how I was raised. So yeah, I've never really had just too much drama in my life when it comes to relationship stuff. I've never really experienced shit like that.
And that's very surprising because
I don't like drama. I don't like extra. I don't like loud.
That's true.
I don't want, if you start to be like that around me when we just talking and dating and shit like that, ghost mode.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna let you know up front, I don't like attention. That's just not me. So if you're all about attention from society, I ain't the one for you, baby. I'm not. Because you're gonna get all my attention. You don't need everybody else. But you don't need that. If you want it, cool. But don't expect loud energy and all that shit from me. I'm so low-key and nonchalant. It's just, I like being around extra. I hate extra.
Well, outside of me, because y'all know I'm extra as fuck.
Well, I love and respect you, and I know, like, we've been knowing each other 18 years. When I say that, I'm talking about new. I don't want no new louder. If we already have a history and relationship has been established, cool. I know what I'm dealing with. I know the person that I love and respect. It's new people coming in my life. I'm not finna, no.
But I get the extra that you're talking about. Like, I'm gonna keep
I'm talking negative extra. Yeah.
right. I'm just loud talking.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Animated. But
Right.
you know that already. But I get the extra that you're talking about. You're talking about like dramatic.
Yeah.
Like,
Just straight drama. Yeah, drama. That I don't.
I'm with you. You said that you've never dated a white girl before, right?
I never really had the opportunity.
Have you dated anybody else?
I've never dated nothing but black. Nothing but black. I had one drunk white bitch coming to me in the club one time. This is on Thursday night when Census had gay nights. I'm in there bouncing. The one straight girl in there, I'm talking toe up from the floor up. She was sloppy drunk. I'm standing in VIP, just standing posted up. Ain't nothing going on. They just chilling.
Right.
She come up to me after she's making out with her two gay besties over there. She coming up to me, do you want to fuck me? And she said it so drunk and white girlish. First of all, no ma'am. Not gonna happen.
Wrong person.
For very wrong person. And secondly, no. So I don't. That's the only opportunity I've ever had.
Really?
If that's an opportunity, but nah.
Okay.
Nah.
So what is it about black women that you like?
You don't have to ask them what they like about me. I really don't know. It's just what I've always been attracted to. Even TV shows as a kid, like Lisa Turtle from Saved by the Bell was my baby.
Attracts you to them? Like, what is?
I don't know. I can't pinpoint. I cannot pinpoint what it is. Because every experience every girlfriend I've had, there was something about that woman that I appreciated and that I liked about. It's not because she was black, but that was definitely a preference for sure. Like, even if I'm attracted to a white woman, she's tan. Like, she's damn near light skin, brown tan type shit. Yeah, I'm anti, this is going to go crazy. I'm anti pink nipples. No, baby, we can't be twinsies. We can't be. I don't need that in my life. I can't do it.
Chad said he anti.
I need a t-shirt, anti-pink nipples.
I wasn't ready for that one. That's not what I thought you was going to say.
I'm anti-pink nipples.
I don't know what I thought you was going to say.
Yeah. You never know with me.
Facts. Okay. All right, then. As I talked about my past, I talked about having a lot of exposure, right? Other races and cultures and things of that nature. And I know that for sure that molded me and my family and how we view race and how we really don't give a fuck what you look like.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do also with why people hate on interracial relationships. And I'm not just talking about white folks that hate, because black folks hate on interracial relationships too. So let's get that out there. This isn't me picking one race and saying y'all hate interracial. No, it's a lot of different ones. But I think that has a lot to do with it. Like you said, you really haven't had the chance or the opportunity or the experience to have a white girl that you were attracted, which is hilarious.
Even non-white, it could be Spanish, it could be anything. It doesn't like
right. It's hilarious to me, y'all. It's hilarious, especially since you're from Virginia and then you lived in Florida.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really mess like the gens I was messing with in Florida lived here. They would fly out to see me.
Not flew that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
Just that he like what he like. It don't matter where he is or where he going. Because I only say that because sometimes I can see ignorance, not stupidity. But I can see you being ignorant, not you. I'm just saying in general. Like, I can see somebody being ignorant to the fact that because they're not familiar with other cultures, right? So they only know what their parents told them, or they only know what they see on the news, or they only know stereotypes because they haven't been exposed. Yeah. So I think that has a lot to do with people who have problems with interracial relationships, no matter what those two races or different races are. They're ignorant. And instead of like educating themselves or trying to take some time to get to know people outside of their own culture or race, they stick with the stereotypes and then they project them on everybody that they meet.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you some stories now. Me and Eric, for whatever reason, when we go out to bars and stuff, white folks love us. I don't know what it is.
Because you drink like white folks.
Is it? Let me put my business out there.
It's called with whiskey. It starts with whiskey.
It's Sex.Love.Whiskey, but you get it.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, like they love us, y'all. Like, it's a couple for real. They freaking love us. And most of the time it's older white people. Because we like old people. That's our jam. We love old people. We hang out with old people. But I bring that up because we hang out with the most, or not hang out, but are cool with some of the most redneck looking,
For real.
the most probably protested and spitted folks having.
Red hat wearing.
Yes. If you saw them, you would swear that they were the biggest racists in the world.
That's how we prejudge people.
We do.
It's in our nature.
We do. And some people be like, y'all cool with them. Like, if somebody is with us that don't know that we know them and we go mess with them, they're like, "Ooh, what are you doing?" You know, and it's really funny. Or it's also funny if they're with some of their friends that don't know us and we approach their table. It's mostly at our Mexican restaurant, y'all, because we go to the same place. But we approach their table, they looking all crazy, trying to figure out who we are.
Yeah.
And then they get real dumbfounded when they get up and hug us and kiss on us and love on us and come to our table. But forget that they there. They come to our table.
Yeah, they hate that.
Oh, they hate
that. Don't forget about me.
To us, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's a beautiful thing because, honestly, I'll be real with y'all. And some of them probably watch this and they know, so it ain't no thing. I honestly think that most of them probably was racist to an extent.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Or had some type of preconceived notion.
Yeah.
But when they met us and was exposed to us, their viewpoint changed. You know what I mean? One in particular, a married couple, their son was talking to a black girl. And now we didn't know this when we first met them. And they were 100% against it.
Really?
100% against
on what basis?
Just because.
Like, just because.
Because they didn't.
There's never a valid reason behind this shit. Not that there is one, but there's no logical explanation.
No reason other than it was foreign to them.
Because they don't know.
Right. Because they didn't understand it. Because their parents taught them that that's
now,
not what
I get it, but it's not a real reason. So learn.
That's what I'm saying. So I can accept ignorance.
Yeah.
I can't accept stupidity.
Yeah.
Because ignorance is a lack of knowledge. It's the lack
Literally,
of
that's the definition type thing. Yeah.
Stupidity is you know, but you still do.
Yeah.
Now you stupid. And now I can't fuck with you because you stupid.
Yeah.
And I bring it up because these people, and it's been several, it's hilarious, but it's been several different types of people that do this. They'll know us. They'll get to know us. They see my son, realize that he's mixed. They see my brothers come up there with their wives or their significant others and my nieces and nephews. They see the people that we fuck with and hang out with. And then they get curious. And then all of a sudden they start asking questions. Right? And I think that's what it's all about, y'all. Like,
it's so good. It's good to be curious.
It is. There's nothing wrong with asking questions and being curious. And that's what I was going to get at. Sometimes we as people, and I'm speaking for black folks, we get so angry and so upset because we traumatized. And that's like in our blood to be traumatized. It just is what it is, right? We get so angry so quickly that we don't accept ignorance from somebody. It's okay to be ignorant. It ain't even my job to teach you unless I want to. You see what I'm saying? It's the stupidity that fucks, fuck people up. Because sometimes it asking questions, because we've had that too, where we've had friends with us and they be like, "Oh, girl, what are they saying?" It's like they don't know any better. They're like little kids. And so they're legitimately asking questions that otherwise you might find offensive, but they don't mean it offensively.
Yeah.
They feel I take it as you feel comfortable enough to address me and ask me these things so you don't go out and ask random black folks these questions and get your ass kicked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like those type of situations. Or they'll be like, "Leah, your hair is curly." Yes, baby, don't touch it though.
I don't know. I've never understood that. I don't understand just the white people's just fascination with just touching somebody else's hair.
Oh, it's a big thing.
No, I know I've seen it, but I like me personally, just speaking as a white man, like I touch my gal hair and stuff like that, but I'm like, well, it's not a thing. It's not a fascination for me. Like I don't.
Because you've had exposure.
I guess so.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's because you've had exposure. And so all of that to say, the point I'm trying to make is that sometimes we got to give people grace even if they don't deserve it. We don't know that they deserve it until after the fact. You can take that grace back at any moment and they can catch hands. Like it's not mutually exclusive. But sometimes we got to give other people grace because they just don't know any better.
Yeah.
And that's including our own race.
Yeah.
Because I know I hear a lot of folks say black people can't be racist. The shit, they can't.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure, I'm sure I've said that before. I think I even asked my partner one time, hey, yeah, you can't be racist. You can't.
The hell they can't.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't.
The hell you can't. And you could be racist against your own.
Yeah. I've been to my partner just told me that earlier today, bro, you racist against white. We was talking about a little white giant he was messing with. Like, bro, you racist against you super biased against your own people. I was like, it's not about being racist or biased against my own people. I just have a preference. I like what I like, and I ain't just come across no person other than black women that just creates some type of energy.
That's so funny. You sound like my son. My son says the same thing. Bless his heart. He mixed. I be trying to I had to remind him on a regular basis. I be like, baby, you do know you 50% white.
Yeah.
Nah, ma.
Yeah. I wouldn't claim it either. Shit, my homework, I've been knowing for about 12, 13 years, thought I was mixed this whole time.
If I didn't...
Like, I'm clearly, I mean, I understand how I sound. I understand that. I'm as pasty as you can get. I'm like Casper, the friendly ghost.
With your crystal clear.
My, ooh, hey, that's what it is. They love me. That's what gets them though. Bro, my nickname been Blue Eyes so many times. Call me Frank Jr. It'll be different.
Be why somebody would say that though. Just the way you carry yourself and you act, like you will start being like, maybe he just...
I mean, my whole vibe and swag, everything about me, everything that I've learned, most of the valuable information I've learned and experiences in life have come through black people.
That's
specifically black women. Just I've learned so much. Just like my best friend's black, my brother's black. Like everybody that I've learned valuable life skills and information from has been mostly black. Other than the stuff my mama has taught me,
right?
It's all been through valued friendships and relationships I had with black people.
Now, can I ask you how your mama feels about you dating black?
I was just about to speak on this earlier. I don't remember conversations as a child or even as a young kid, teenager about any type of race thing. Like just people were people. I've never even had a conversation. But I remember I was probably 16, 17. I asked my mom, what do you think about me ever dating a black girl? Probably 16. She said, I don't care. As long as y'all love each other and y'all treat each other with respect. It's like, it doesn't matter. Because I was growing up in church. I don't want to say it felt wrong, but I didn't see it. Like there was no black people in my church.
Right.
Like there was a couple black kids in the neighborhood in Fraser, but Fraser was mostly white in the early 90s.
It was.
Like, it wasn't the Fraser that it is today. I wish it was, because there's, yeah, but it wasn't a whole lot of black folks around me as a childhood. Like my black people really came prevalent in my life in late teens, early 20s.
Okay.
And it just, there's something in me or about me that clicked. And I was accepted. It was open. There was never no issues. It was mutual respect, whatever. And it just grew from there.
Nice.
Like my best friend's mama, like her and my mama keep in touch, like birthdays, they go out to eat and stuff like that. So like we've created whole relationships with even my mom through people I've met, even in the clubs or whatever. It's just,
it's beautiful.
Oh yeah. It's just what it is. And I even tell my partners this every day, like I prefer to be around black people. Just in general. If I'm going somewhere, am I going to be the only one to be there? Or like, I want to know because I want to know how I need to carry myself and handle myself.
How many? Because what's the ratio? I can see you being like, how many?
Right. I need to know that I'm cool with, because I'd be uncomfortable around white people. I'd be so uncomfortable around.
Hilarious.
Because I don't have the same mannerism. I don't think how a lot of white people think. I'm so different. I don't know how to explain how different I am, but I've always felt different. Even within my own family type shit.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just me.
That's true.
That's all I can say. I'm just me.
That's true. No, that's facts. Okay. So who hates on an interracial relationship the most from your experience? I thought you were black dudes. Really?
That's the only issues, if you want to call it an issue. It's the only, like, even when dudes said this slick shit. I've only ever seen black dudes like hate on me, if you want to call it hate. I don't care, because it is what it is.
Right.
But I've never, because I really don't even know too many white people like that, just to even have that type of hate around me.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm just cool. I'm just cool as Chad.
Mm-hmm.
That if you know me, you know me. We cool. I've
Right.
never really had to never been in no major fights, even in the clubs. Like we was breaking up fights, but ain't nobody really ever just tested me.
And they ain't.
Yeah. These days they would, but they don't have to shoot.
They gonna have to. That's all.
They straight to the hip these days. Ain't nobody throwing hands no more.
Listen.
I would love to. Ooh, I just want to beat somebody's ass for one time. I'm sorry, Lord, I don't, but I do.
Well, I'm gonna leave that subject alone.
Yeah, you got enough experience for both of us.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Lord do.
Oh, this need to say God ain't petty, but Chad is.
Hey.
Shots fired.
Pew, pew, pew.
Mm-hmm. So, how was your experience? And now for to be real petty.
What's up? Oh my God.
So, have you ever been with a black woman who had never dated outside their race?
I've been with I'm gonna say quite a few. I've been with a few black women that never been.
How does that go for you? How is that?
I've never had no complaints.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like I said, I'm respectful. I mean, I have my flaws. Like I'm a flawed human being, but I'm a lovable guy.
Sure.
For the most part. Like whatever the issues may have been, that's what the issues were. But it was mostly immaturity on my part most of the time. But
Okay.
But yeah, I've never. All my experience with any woman I've ever dated was at least cool for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Lord has blessed me with some amazing black women in my life. I'm talking amazing. Even to this day, like I will give them the props till I die. It's just what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as me being the only, I've been the only white guy for a few.
Yeah. I be trying to pull this tea out of Chad. Chad be real.
I don't have no tea.
I'm trying to pull the drama and the tea out of Chad.
Like I'm drama free. I hate drama. I hate it with a passion. Don't bring it around me at all.
That's true. But I already knew that about you.
Cause I'm so cool with being by myself. I'm cool with being by myself. I love being around people that I love and respect, and there's an energy there. But if you can't bring the same level of peace I have by myself when I'm with you, then I don't want to be with you. I need my level of alone peace for this to work.
Makes sense. Respect that.
Yeah.
Well, Chad.
What other tea you want to know? I'm an open book. I'm almost 42 years old. Like, I have nothing to hide at this point in my life.
Nothing to hide. I'm just trying to see, the viewers. I have different viewers of different ethnicities, and I put Brandy.
I remember Brandy back in the day. I saw it. Yeah, I remember. I was like, is that the same Brandy J. Flint?
It's the girl.
Yeah.
Girl, he said,
I used to see her out. Just because that's what her name was on social media forever.
It's the
I was like, that's the girl I used to see in the club or wherever we was. I remember seeing her out, but she would always speak, so she was cool. But
she was cool. I think y'all might have met 1 or 2 times too when you was doing some bodyguarding for me when I was doing like the little
probably
shows and stuff.
Yeah, me and Tony Bone came through. R.I.P. Tony Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was going to, because she did a show. And by the time y'all see this, y'all have already seen her show. But it's about celibacy or like abstinence. And she's been abstinent for like 4 years.
Ooh. I just came off a 3-year bid myself.
3. Ooh. Bless your heart.
That's by choice. I ain't got time for these hoes no more. I can't do it.
I feel you. So, I opened up my DMs for her. You want me to open up your DMs for you? Chance say hell no.
I'm cool. I don't want, like, the Lord gonna have to hit me on the back of my head, say, this for you. I didn't like,
We not studying Chad, ladies. So if you want to give Chad a new experience.
I don't need a new experience is what I don't need.
Slide into my DMs, not Chad DMs. Slide into my DMs and I'll review your application, okay? And even, what is just some bad shit like it's out there?
I'm sure they're all.
What about us red bars?
I don't discriminate.
Yes, he do.
I don't discriminate. I have a preference. I'm human. I have a preference. But it is at the end of the day all about the person and the energy and the vibe. But here's the thing. If we do, not saying I want kids, but if we were to have a kid, that mother better not come out clear. That's what I don't need in my life. I don't need no clear-head baby.
My child ain't clear.
Almost. Nah, I fuck with dude. That's my guy.
He's a little clear.
Man, he hates. That's
like-
what it is. I ain't mad at
He
it.
got way more color now than he used to.
Man.
Cause
I need my baby to have more color than me. If I have a baby, I don't wish pastiness on nobody.
Listen, they thought I was the nanny. I got that so much.
For real.
Oh, they thought I was a babysitter. They thought I was a nanny.
But y'all favor each other so much.
Not when he was little.
For real.
Was $1.
Well, I don't remember much of those days.
Like his daddy. He had blonde hair at the time.
Mm.
His eyes were green. Everything on him has gotten darker.
Yeah.
His skin tone has darkened. His hair is like my color. Well, it's a little bit lighter. It's like a darker brown now. And his eyes are brown now. So
He went from green to brown eyes.
it went from green to brown eyes.
Okay.
And he had blonde curly locks.
Okay.
And people swore I was a babysitter.
Damn, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I had to fight folks. Actually, funny story, y'all, and it's off topic, but it is what it is. It kind of ain't because I got a mixed child, but I also thought he was going to come out real clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fear, and he did, because when he was born, baby.
Right.
But in my birthing bag, I had a Sharpie marker, and I would let it be known when that baby come out of me, put his left foot, tap it with that Sharpie marker. Because if they bring me a brown baby back, I'm going to have a whole thing. I already knew he was going to be pasty. He ain't had no choice. He ain't had no choice.
Yeah.
So I did. I did. I made that nurse put a circle, a dot on his heel. So when they brought him back to me, I checked his heel to make sure that was my baby.
Now I've heard like they be mixing up baby confused, but like intentionally.
I don't know, but I didn't care because I just didn't want to bring me, you know what I'm saying, the wrong child. Because they actually brought my mama back the wrong child when it was my brother Lance, the one that's 2 years older than me.
I don't know how that worked.
I mean, back then, that was in 82. But they brought her the wrong baby back because she was in a shared room at the time with a white woman. And they took Lance to the white woman and they brought somebody else's brown baby to mama. Right. And mama was like, this is not my child.
Yeah.
And they was like arguing with her until they looked at the wristbands and was like, oh.
But just because the baby was brown, it got to be hers. That's
right.
Crazy.
Right. So I was like, oh, no, we not finna do that. And to this day, even when he was little in a crib and a toddler, he sleeps in socks, right? But he always wakes up with that left sock off.
Just a little.
Always. Always. Since he was a little kid, a little toddler, he do the same thing now. He'll walk through the house with one sock on and one sock off.
I can't.
And it's the sock, it's the foot that I tapped with the marker. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, so it made an impact on just his genetic.
And he didn't even know it. I told him.
Yeah.
When he was like a teenager,
yeah.
I told him.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Antidote. Anyway, Chad said he want him some mixed babies.
Nah, I didn't say that.
Chad, that's what I heard, y'all. Chad said he want him some mixed babies.
I mean, there's so many words, but I'm about to be 42. I ain't trying to be no old ass daddy.
Please, men can be daddies.
I'm not saying I can't. My soldier's still marching on for war, but that don't mean we ready to go.
You ready to go?
Woo.
You ready?
Oh, that's beside the point.
Chad said he looking for some mixed babies with a good.
First of all, ain't no S on the end of that babies. Ain't no plural. I don't. If it ain't a girl, it going back in. If I'm having a kid, it's a baby girl. It's the only thing I've ever wanted in my life since I was like 17 years old. If it ain't a girl, it's going back in.
He just talking, y'all.
Nope.
That might be what you want, but you talking.
Nope. I need me a brown skin, blue eyed baby girl.
Oh, that would be pretty though.
What you talking about?
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I thought I had me a brown skin. Blue eye.
I mean, eventually. Maybe not the blue eye part, but.
It was green.
Yeah. Like a light green or a dark green?
It was a light green.
Was it? And it changed to a dark brown?
Yeah. it went to hazel, and then the older he got, the browner his hair got, the browner his skin got, and the browner his eyes got.
Crazy.
It is.
I didn't know eyes change. I knew eyes changed colors, but green to brown just doesn't sound. Usually it stays that some type of shade.
Nope. Green.
My sister
to
got green
brown.
eyes.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at him, he still has blonde hair, like around his edges, his hair. For whatever reason, the roots, it'll stay blonde, and then it grows into brown. But, and he has red hair, too.
I've been told I got red in my hair. I don't see it. This is brown, man. I'm not a ginger. I've never seen nobody in my family with no red hair. I don't see the red tint that everybody be seeing in my beard because I'm bald. I shave my head, but my beard, people be telling me it's red. Don't disrespect me like that. Nothing against gingers, but that ain't me. My shit brown.
What?
Don't do that.
Stay boss.
Don't do that. Don't do that. This shit brown.
Whatever you say, boss. It's brown. All right. Well, when it comes to love, we do what we want. All the talking in the world does not matter when it comes to the affairs of the heart. We are indeed attracted to different people. After all, everyone is different with their own preferences and their own experiences. But do some of us allow our past, whether that be our upbringing or our experiences, deter us from what we desire and or are attracted to? Preconceived notions about other ethnicities seem to be the greater barrier when it comes to dating outside one's race. Coming from a Mormon upbringing and attending a school with every ethnicity you can think of present, I never really thought too much into dating outside my race. It was assumed for me. I honestly thought that I was going to marry a Latin man. I told you that because, baby, when I was a teenager, that's all I wanted to see. But honestly, it still baffles me today, right now, how people are so aggressive and invested in other people's love life and preferences. Why is that?
To what end? Like, why are you so invested?
Right.
For some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you.
Which goes to what I was just about to say. What are we as a people so obsessed with other people's choices? To quote I think it's Shika. I think that's how she pronounces her name. If my choices don't affect you, why you testing me?
Because we ain't happy with our own choices. So we got to be mad at somebody, and then we ain't trying to be mad at ourselves.
Facts. Obviously, I am pro-love, whatever that looks like for you. No matter what that person happens to look like, if someone makes you happy, makes you feel safe, makes you feel secure, provides stability, and allows you to be who you are, that bitch could be purple. I don't give a fuck. Go for it. For those of you who are against interracial dating, I hear you. I can even slightly understand some arguments. I just don't agree. I have also found that most people against dating outside their race have never dated outside their race. And that may truly be the problem. Ain't nothing wrong with trying a little something different. Be bold. Love bold. And leave people the fuck alone.
Please leave me the fuck alone.
Any last words for the crew?
Be love, see love, and teach love.
He said what he said? All right. All right, guys. So we're going to run this out. Interracial dating. Why so pressed? Chad, thank you for being here with me.
It's always love.
Chad, the juice man.
Yeah.
My goon.
Juice is on deck. Come holler at me.
Facts. We'll put your information up so people can come and patronize. And y'all stick around on social media for the next portion. He don't know it, but he's about to play Sex, Love, Whiskey, the game.
You know, I hate surprise. Oh, I hate surprise with a passion.
So this should be fun. Y'all make sure that y'all follow us at SLW3 on TikTok, IG, Facebook, and I'll see you next time.
Y'all know what time it is. Coming up next week on Sex, Love, Whiskey.
Let's be honest. Just between us, sex is supposed to be fun. From the beginning of time, sex has been used as a form of enjoyment and pleasure. But we gonna focus on the pleasure part, shall we? What does that look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? How does that feel? People often start here first. You know, daydreaming of having sex in taboo places such as airplanes, public spaces, offices, outside, in the pool, someone else's bed, etc. I think we've all been there where, you know, the mood just hits you and you feel like getting it in. And if you're adventurous, then you go ahead and do so. All right, let's talk about multiple partners. Most commonly, a threesome, right? If you're really dirty, a gangbang. The idea of having two people bringing you pleasure can probably get anybody worked up. I mean, 3 people focused on nothing but giving and receiving pleasure. I find that difficult to comprehend, but not hard to believe. So I'm gonna say it one more time. Some people have actually never allowed themselves to have sex for pleasure. No connection, no intimacy. Just to bust a nut because it's the right person at the right place and the right time because you could. Period. That's that anonymous sex, right? So fantasies are generally accepted. Rather, that's for religious reasons, upbringing, morals, job, etc. Whatever. But a fetish, baby, a fetish is something completely different. If you indulge in fantasies or you indulge in fetishes, you have already explored and fulfilled your fantasies, right? So baby steps. Start with your fantasies first. Start with something that's familiar to you because it's been in your brain or on your mind or on your bucket list. You start there.